An actor's life can swing from ultimate luxury and million-dollar paychecks to rock bottom. Today, you'll see famous actors who, at the peak of their success, made absolute fortunes, but couldn't handle all that money, lost everything, and ended up broke. How are they living now? Was it bad choices or just bad luck? Jerry Michael Sapyron was one of the biggest child stars of the 1980s. His claim to fame? Playing Jamie Lawson on the sci-fi sitcom Small Wonder, which ran from 1985 to 1989. The show's premise was ridiculous. A robotics engineer creates VICI, an android disguised as his daughter. The special effects were terrible. Visible wires, clunky movements, a budget of just $300,000 per episode, but children loved it anyway. It averaged 7 to 8 million viewers per week, then lived forever in reruns. By the time he landed Small Wonder, Sapyron already had 19 credits to his name. Galactica 1980, Little House on the Prairie, Mr. Belvedere, Newhart, Highway to Heaven. He even starred opposite Gene Hackman in Uncommon Valor. This kid was everywhere, and during the show's run, he was nominated for Best Young Artist 4 years in a row, 85, 86, 87, and 88. His bank account loaded. So Jerry decided to step back from acting, take a break, maybe enjoy his earnings for a while. But when he tried to come back, the industry had moved on. Doors were closed. And by 18, he found himself battling addiction to alcohol and other substances. Here's where the story gets darker. Jerry says all the money he made as a child was put into a trust fund. But according to him, it was stolen. First by a stripper ex-girlfriend who took what was left of his trust fund when he was 18. Then by a former agent and advisor who allegedly took $500,000. When I was 18, I dated a stripper, he told the National Enquirer, and she took what was left of my trust fund. For the next 15 years, Jerry worked as a waiter at various steakhouses in Henderson, Nevada. Then in 2010, the economy hit hard and he was laid off. He couldn't find another job. By 2012, headlines exploded. Small Wonder star homeless, sleeping under bridges. He was 39 years old, living under a bridge in Central California. His brother helped him with hot meals and showers, but didn't have room for him to stay. Some nights, Jerry slept at a homeless shelter where he volunteered. Other nights, under that bridge. But here's the thing the media didn't tell you. Jerry survived. Reports suggest he's no longer homeless. He's reportedly living privately with his wife somewhere in California. Some sources say he occasionally appears at fan conventions, signing autographs for Small Wonder devotees. In 2013, he even told TMZ he wanted to appear on Dancing with the Stars. "I'm hoping there will still be interest," he said, since people are all about nostalgia these days. Now 52, Jerry Sapyron is proof that in Hollywood's brutal arithmetic, where child stars are consumed and discarded, survival itself counts as winning. Dana Plato's story is one of the most tragic in television history. She became a household name as a teenager in the late 70s and early 80s, playing Kimberly Drummond on Different Strokes. The show aired on NBC from 1978 to 1985, then moved to ABC for its final season. At her peak, Dana earned $22,000 per episode. Adjust that for inflation. We're talking serious money. But there was trouble behind the scenes. Dana later acknowledged that she began experimenting with alcohol and illicit substances while still a teenager, alongside other young cast members. At just 14, she suffered an overdose. The pressure of sudden fame was crushing her. Then came the pregnancy. In 1984, at 19 or 20 years old, Dana got pregnant. The network decided she no longer fit their wholesome image. She was written out of the show and fired. It destroyed her momentum. After Different Strokes, Dana's career went into freefall. She took smaller and smaller roles, low-budget films, soft-core productions, a video game called Night Trap in 1992. Anything to survive. In desperation, she signed over power of attorney to an accountant who disappeared with the majority of her money, leaving her with less than $150,000. She claimed the accountant was never found nor prosecuted despite an exhaustive search, and that he had also stolen more than $11 million from other clients. Between that loss and her inability to find steady work, Dana spiraled. In February 1991, she hit rock bottom. She walked into a Las Vegas video store with a pellet gun and demanded the cash from the register. The clerk called 911 and said something that became infamous. "I've just been robbed by the girl who played Kimberly on Different Strokes." She got away with $164. 15 minutes later, she returned to the scene and was arrested. Wayne Newton posted her $13,000 bail. She was sentenced to 5 years probation. Then, just a year later, she was arrested again for forging a prescription for Valium. On May 7th, 1999, Dana appeared on The Howard Stern Show.
You're just living your life.
I'm living my life.
And how are you supporting yourself now?
Oh, I still work.
You do? What do you do?
I do films. I've been doing some bad B movies.
Right.
I'd like to get back into my singing.
I see.
And stuff like, and I'm also modeling.
She insisted she was clean and sober. She seemed hopeful. She was engaged to Robert Menchaca. They were driving back to California and stopped at his parents' house in Moore, Oklahoma for Mother's Day weekend. The next day, May 8th, 1999, Dana Plato was found dead in their RV. She was 34 years old. The official cause was an overdose. It was initially considered accidental, but the medical examiner later concluded it was an intentional act based on toxicology findings and her documented history of previous crises. The tragedy didn't end there. Her son, Tyler Lambert, was just 14 when she died, and he never recovered emotionally. On May 6, 2010, 2 days before the 11th anniversary of her passing, Tyler, like his mother, also died in an intentional manner, in circumstances linked to severe mental health struggles. He was 25. Canadian actor William Shatner became a global icon for playing Captain Kirk in Star Trek during the 60s. His career started in theater in the 50s, then moved to Canadian films before he headed to Hollywood. Beyond Star Trek, he appeared in major productions like The Man from UNCLE and The Intruder. He's also an award-winning musician, but things weren't always glamorous. Despite Star Trek's enduring success, Shatner went through rough times because he didn't receive royalties from reruns of the original series. Union rules at the time didn't include such agreements. The show made billions. Shatner saw almost none of it from syndication. Here's the twist. That hardship didn't break him. It motivated him. He kept working, kept reinventing himself. T.J. Hooker, Boston Legal, voice work, commercials, books, music albums. The man never stopped. There's no record of bankruptcy in Shatner's life. At 94 years old, his fortune is estimated at $100 million, debunking any rumor that he's broke. In 2021, he became the oldest person to travel to space aboard Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket. And in one of the most bizarre moves in entertainment history, Shatner signed a deal with a company called Storyfile to create an AI-powered hologram of himself after his death. He also reportedly wants his body cryogenically frozen for possible future resurrection. Captain Kirk isn't going anywhere. Joey Lawrence was a 90s icon. You probably remember him from Blossom, where his character's catchphrase, "Whoa," became a cultural phenomenon. He also starred in Brotherly Love and Run of the House, alongside a moderately successful music career. But despite decades of steady work, Joey filed for bankruptcy in 2017. Both he and his wife at the time had racked up over $355,000 in debt, taxes, credit cards, car payments. The problem? His income dropped off a cliff. One year, he was making an estimated $534,000. The next year, just $58,000. That kind of drop without proper planning is a fast track to financial disaster.
But there have been a lot of tough times, in my personal life. We've been through a lot of stuff, a lot of sadness there. I don't talk about it, though, because I don't want to burden people with my problems, to be honest with you.
When he filed, rumors say he had only $8,000 in his bank account. His 3 luxury cars were returned to try to ease the situation. Fortunately, his debts were forgiven the following year. As of 2025, his net worth is estimated at around $250,000. He's recovered, but he's living a much more modest life than a decade ago. Don Johnson, yes, Dakota Johnson's father, became a global star playing Sonny Crockett in Miami Vice. That role earned him a Golden Globe for Best Actor. He later appeared in Machete, Django Unchained, and the series Watchmen. But in the early 2000s, Don faced serious financial problems. One of his companies filed for bankruptcy protection to prevent a property in Colorado from being auctioned off by creditors. Things got so bad that among his unpaid debts were grocery store bills, something that actually became public. The thing is, Johnson negotiated his way out. He paid every creditor he owed. He rebuilt his finances through acting, investments, and royalties from Nash Bridges. where he reportedly won millions in lawsuits. Today, at 75, Don Johnson's fortune is estimated at $50 million. Bounced back completely. Natasha Lyonne started acting as a child in the 80s, appearing on Pee-wee's Playhouse at just 6 years old. By her late teens and early 20s, she was a rising star. Everyone Says I Love You, Slums of Beverly Hills, But I'm a Cheerleader, the first 2 American Pie films. She was everywhere, but it was during this peak that the excesses began. Alcohol, heroin. By 2001, she was arrested for drunk driving in Miami Beach after crashing a rental car and fleeing the scene.
Not only was it like a crazy time in my life, but there were cockroaches in
Right.
Like,
And that's the part that everybody
seriously.
ignores.
No, I mean, seriously, like the fact that it was so dark, that it was such a low point in my life that I was willing to spend that much time with that many cockroaches
Right.
indicates to me just how heavy of a time it was.
She reportedly told the officer, "I'm a movie star. Can I talk to my entertainment lawyer?" Things got worse. In 2004, she was evicted from her apartment for harassment and property destruction, including allegations of improper and disturbing acts with a neighbor's dog. She missed court dates. She became homeless. By 2005, Natasha was shooting heroin and suffering from multiple health crises: hepatitis C, a collapsed lung, a heart infection from dirty needles. She spent 5 months in intensive care at Beth Israel Hospital in New York. Her friend and fellow actress Chloe Sevigny never gave up on her. "I tried to forgive whatever bad behavior she displayed because she wasn't herself," Sevigny told Entertainment Weekly. After court-appointed rehab in 2006, Natasha got clean. Sevigny helped her rebuild. The comeback was remarkable. Orange is the New Black on Netflix brought her back to the spotlight. Russian Doll, which she co-created, wrote, directed, and starred in, earned 4 Emmy nominations. Then came Poker Face. Today, at 45, Natasha Lyonne is worth an estimated $5 million. She's a producer, director, screenwriter, and co-founder of an AI film studio. More importantly, she's alive. Gary Coleman was the highest-paid child actor of his era. As Arnold Jackson on Diff'rent Strokes, he earned $70,000 per episode at his peak across 8 seasons, roughly $18 million total from the show alone. His catchphrase, "What you talking about, Willis?" became one of the most famous lines in television history. But Gary's life was marked by pain. He suffered from a congenital kidney disease that stunted his growth and required dialysis. He had 2 failed kidney transplants, and his relationship with his parents was toxic. In 1989, at 21, Gary sued them for misappropriating his trust fund. Investigations confirmed they had withdrawn $770,000 without his permission, leaving him with only $220,000.
20 years ago, I made millions and millions on TV. The sad part is the people who took care of the money spent it.
He won a $1.28 million settlement in 1993, but the damage was done. By 1999, Gary declared bankruptcy. His net worth had dropped from $7 million to almost nothing. He worked as a security guard. He opened an arcade business that failed, losing $200,000. He even auctioned off personal items online. In 2007, he married Shannon Price, 22 years old. They divorced a year later but continued living together. Their relationship was volatile, with documented domestic disputes. On May 26, 2010, Gary fell at his Utah home and hit his head, causing an intracranial hemorrhage. 2 days later, Shannon made the decision to take him off life support. He was 42. His living will stated he wanted to be kept alive for 15 days before such a decision, but Shannon pulled the plug after 2. The controversy never ended. A 2024 Peacock documentary called Gary featured friends accusing Shannon of being involved in his death. In 2025, she took a polygraph test on A&E's lie detector, truth or deception. When asked if she struck Gary or failed to help him, the results were inconclusive. The examiner said, "Your body on that lie detector test spoke loud and clear. There's something you're not telling us." Gary Coleman's net worth at death? $75,000. Tori Spelling is the daughter of legendary producer Aaron Spelling, whose estate was worth an estimated $600 million when he died in 2006. Tori inherited just $800,000. Known for Beverly Hills, 90210, Scream 2, and Scary Movie 2, Tori achieved fame, but never learned how to manage money. "I am not great with money," she admitted in 2019. "I had a business manager since I was 18 years old, so I never handled any of my money. The result? Financial disaster." She and ex-husband Dean McDermott owe over $1.7 million in unpaid federal and state taxes, $1.2 million to the IRS, $500,000 to California. They owe nearly $400,000 on a 2012 bank loan, $37,000 to American Express. Tori personally owes $288,000 to one individual, $69,000 to another, plus medical bills. In 2023, she and her 5 children were spotted living in cheap motels, then an RV. She sold a property just to pay $80,000 in overdue storage unit fees. She's a compulsive hoarder with 50 units full of belongings. Even then, her stuff was auctioned off. Her divorce from Dean was finalized in November 2025. They agreed to split the tax debt evenly. On her podcast, Misspelling, she discussed her situation, recording the episode inside one of her storage units. At 52, Tori Spelling's net worth is estimated at just $150,000. Her situation appears to have no solution in sight. 7 actors, 7 fortunes lost. Some recovered, some didn't. Was it bad choices? Bad luck? Bad people around them? Tell me in the comments. Make sure to subscribe and tap the like button too. I picked another video just like this one that I know you're going to love. It should be popping up on your screen right now. I'll see you there.